Thank you, thank you. Hi. It's been a busy morning. I am really happy to share this program with you. I'm really attached to all of this music in some ways, so I hope you can see that a little bit. There's a lot of emotional attachment to this repertoire, so I hope that you can enjoy it a lot. If you look at your program, the first piece I'm playing is a Mozart sonata in C minor. It probably might not seem unusual to you, but it's very unusual to me to see a Mozart sonata in a minor key, because he only wrote 2 of them. There's the A minor sonata, which precedes this. There's 19 piano sonatas, and only 2 of them are in minor. The A minor came before this. And we don't actually know why he wrote the C minor, but the A minor he wrote after his mother died, actually. And Mozart, everything has its place, everything is very prim and proper, it's usually very happy. All of those sorts of things. So it's very unusual, and so there's a lot of speculation around this key, and there's a lot of drama that surrounds this key. C minor is a very dramatic key. Actually, this sonata inspires the Beethoven sonata, the Pathétique. The structure is almost exactly the same, and you'll find in the second movement that the theme, there'll be a spot where you'll go, I swear I'm listening to the Pathétique right now, and it's not the Pathétique because Beethoven just copied and pasted one little section right into the Pathétique. Which was very common during the times, is very common for that. And I'm sure Mozart would have been flattered because that was Beethoven's most successful sonata at the time, was the Pathétique. But I'm not playing the Pathétique, just so you know. I wanted, let me think. I think that's it for now. I think I'll just do this thing where I chat with you a little bit in between about things. So I'll start with the Mozart. It's in 3 movements. If you clap, I won't be upset. If you clap between movements, I will not be upset if you do that, but it's in 3 movements, so clap if you want, don't clap if you don't, whatever, that's all good. So here we go. Oh, sorry. Opera. If you'd like. Opera, sorry. This sonata is all opera, opera, opera. Its second movement is almost note for note a duet from an Italian name that I can't think of. From Così fan tutte. There's a duet in the second act, I think, that is almost exactly this melody note for note. So Mozart wrote 33 operas. That's the one genre that spanned through his entire lifetime was opera. He was obsessed. So this sonata, I think, encompasses the drama of the opera as much as an opera itself. So I hope you hear that, I hope you enjoy it and all of that, and I will chat with you again soon. Great sonata, right? A lot of fun, lots of notes. The next piece, so anyway, I hope if it piques your interest at all, I mean, just was completely fascinated, of course. All the minor, I think for me, just to show some relation with that sonata, I think that minor is where I find the true Mozart. So there's very few pieces in minor, but I think when he chooses to write in a minor key, it's very purposeful. So I think there's some element of truth in that repertoire that is not in the rest of the repertoire. I love all Mozart, but I think the minor keys have a really special place. Completely change of worlds is this next piece by Liszt from the Years of Pilgrimage. It's all written in French there as it was originally written, but it's just Years of Pilgrimage is how that translates. And the first year, Suisse, which is just the French word for Switzerland, so it just translates to the Years of Pilgrimage, and this excerpt comes from the first year. It's a collection of pieces, the Years of Pilgrimage. There's 3 collections of pieces. This is kind of towards the end-ish, middle end of Liszt's life when he has sort of hung up his concert career. He was obviously like the rock star of his generation when he was a pianist, and so he sort of started hanging up that hat and started switching to composition. And not only switching to composition, but he later joins the priesthood, which is its kind of its own thing. So that was a time in his life. But these pieces are really fantastic. It's kind of the first steps into like a new age, a new idea of music. So all of these suites, if you ever see the score of them, they don't just come as music. They come with like objects that inspired the suite. So I mean, obviously I didn't get like mailed a pitchfork or anything when I bought the score. But it comes with like poetry, or it comes with the painting that inspired the work. So Vallée d'Obermann is actually inspired by a novel by the same title. And it is about a man who lives in this sort of desolate valley, and he's questioning everything about his existence, about how he relates to nature, all of those sorts of things. And the other fun fact that I learned this summer while traveling is that Liszt also had never heard this piece by his students. All of his students wanted to play this piece, and he would never listen to it because he had a long-term relationship with Maria d'Agoult, who was nobility, and their relationship didn't work because I think if we had known anything about the science that we know today, she probably would have been diagnosed bipolar. And so she would go through these phases where she would lock herself in a room for like months at a time and not want to see anybody, and then she would just like emerge for a few days, and then she would, go back. So their relationship didn't work out. So everyone wanted to play this piece, and Liszt wouldn't listen to it in his lifetime. So nobody ever actually got to study this piece with Liszt, even his own students, because I think that shows you the sort of inspiration, the connection was, I think, too strong and too fresh from that. And that was something that I learned this summer, brand new. And so I thought, I really need to bring this piece back to life. It's unusual. I will warn you ahead of time. It's an unusual piece. We'll get to the end, and it'll probably make a little more sense towards the end. But the beginning is very unusual, and that's sort of the reason. The inspiration for this is not, it wasn't an opera melody or a singable tune or anything really. The tune is all just this. The whole piece is based off of that beautiful tune that you will leave here singing for days and days. I feel like you should sing it now. So it's a very, very unusual tune, but the thing that's really ingenious about this is how Liszt transforms that tune. So you're going to hear that tune, and then you'll hear it in a bunch of different ways that you've never expected it, and kind of only the way that Liszt can, I think. He knew the piano very, very well. So I think that he definitely had an idea of what he was doing with his creation. So this is Vallée d'Obermann. quite a work, huh? Lots of notes again. I do this to myself, you know, that's the thing. Anyway, it's really a really incredible inspiration for the piece, and very adventurous. Like I said, probably the beginning feels a little bit like, well, I don't know, and then somewhere towards the middle to the end, it's just amazing, right? So I hope you enjoyed that. The next piece is the Chopin Scherzo in B flat minor, a pretty well-known piece by Chopin. The scherzo is, Chopin, I guess I should give a little history. Chopin is like the greatest Polish composer who has come out recently with nationalistic music. Yeah, so it's in all of Poland's history, he's the most influential composer to have come from Poland and to continue to write nationalistic music. So Polonaise and things like this, you know, come from Poland. And it's obviously he was just a master of the piano as well. Got to hang around with Liszt, also some when Liszt was in Paris, because they were contemporaries. And of Liszt, Chopin, I thought it was a good pairing, because of Liszt, Chopin always said, I wish I could play my etudes the way Liszt plays my etudes. So even Chopin wished that he could play as well as Liszt. As you could hear, obviously Liszt was a really great pianist, so he wrote these fantastic piano parts for us also, which was great. Chopin's life, I don't know how much we know, but Chopin's life is very dramatic. You can pick up a quick 800-page biography by Alex Walker, which is great, a great biography. I read it last summer. But really, I think the sort of long and short of it is it's sort of what we picture as this romantic life. Born in 1810, contracts tuberculosis somewhere along his life, and then is dead by 1849, so only 39 years of life. There, and amazing piano works that happened during that lifetime. We owe a lot of how we approach piano playing today to Chopin because of the etudes that he wrote, which really changed and revolutionized piano playing. So this piece is a scherzo. It's a dance from Mozart's time, really, maybe even before Mozart's time. They used to just come as a part of a symphony, or they would come as part of a string quartet or a movement of a sonata, and Chopin decided, I really like this form, so I'm going to take this 4-minute thing and I'm going to expand it into like a 12-minute piece, so a big structure. So he changes it that way, adds a lot more to it, and makes it less of just a joyful dance and creates a lot of drama to show that the scherzo form can really stand on its own also. This, I think it follows along the similar inspiration as the first scherzo in B minor, which he wrote that not too long after he essentially found out. He left on concert tour to Vienna, and then while he's away, his parents write him and say, you can't come back. The revolution broke out in Warsaw, and basically all of his friends were killed. And so his parents were basically like, don't come back. And so he never returns to Poland after that. He always wants to be in Poland. And the only time he actually goes back to Poland is his heart goes back to Poland. After he dies, that's his dying wish, that his heart will go to Poland. So they removed his heart and sent his heart to Poland, and his body is in Paris. So he obviously always longed to be back. I think, with everything that's been happening lately, it feels very appropriate. So yeah, it's touching. Yeah, so. Thank you so much for coming. I appreciate it. So we just started, just really quickly, and then I'll release you all. Just really quickly, this has been the first concert of our concert series. If you grabbed a program on your way in, there's a whole date list on the back that I put. There's more about who Euclid is as well on the back, who Euclid Avenue United Methodist Church, it's the church you're in right now. For those of you who would like to know, there's more about who Euclid is, what their mission is, so you're just aware of everything that's happening. There's always ways to be involved here with lots of different organizations and things, so if you're ever interested in things, helping out in any way, shape, or form, or just being involved in community projects, please email us, let us know. But then there's more dates below that, right below where you get all that information, there's more dates. So I would love for you to mark your calendar for any of those things. And this lovely guy here, we're trying to raise some funds to help get a piano or get something taken care of because it's surviving, so that's good. But we would like, something that as we move forward to potentially think about continuing the concert series and stuff like that, something that could have a little more heft and handle some more of that Liszt and Chopin stuff that I did today. So if you are interested in any of that, you can be involved in a number of ways. You can email Euclid office. There's more information on the back of the bulletin for that stuff. There's also an offering plate on your way out that you might have walked past or might not have walked past. If you want to drop something in there, you're more than welcome. But I really appreciate you being here. We really appreciate the support and trying to get this little series off the ground. So the more you can let people know about it, the happier we are. So that's what I have, and I'm gonna go rest, and I want you to go rest too. So there you go.